stock one where I had to shave. I actually had to shave down on this part right here. It's like a little slight reinforcement, I guess you could call it. Had to shave this down a little bit, as well as the sides here and here, because of the little studs here, and it was actually catching here along the barrel. So that's something you got to look out for when you're installing these units into these barrels.
Wrapping up my mech box right now. Apparently, one of the criteria to the challenge was that we needed a rail kit. Well, we came in very under budget since we are using the AGM, which is only $180, and then our parts. We have another extra $120 to play with, so we're going with the Dangle Defense Omega Rail, 7-inch.
Alright, at this point both teams are pretty much reassembling their guns. All of their parts are already installed. They're just putting everything back together. Frank is a little bit behind. Despite the speed bumps that Antony and Mejia have run into, they're still a little bit ahead of Frank. However, he still remains optimistic.
It looks like both of them building one gun. They're going to finish up a little bit front, but it's alright. I'll beat them when we start shooting.
Alright, there is a huge difference between the two guns that the techs chose that's giving Frank a huge advantage right now. Antony and Mejia have chosen a gun that's wired to the front, and since they're putting an aftermarket rail system on it, they need to do some custom wire work so they can mount a PEC box so they can put the battery in it. Frank's not going to have to mess with any of the wires on his gun since it's wired to the back for crane stock. In addition, Frank has one more trick up his sleeve to help shorten the gap between him and Mejia.
Not excessive bubble or solder dripping off.
Looks like Frank is just putting the finishing touches on his gun.
Good? Yeah, we're good. Let's go crank.
So you have your portable chrono right there, ready. Don't have to go anywhere.
Alright, it's coming down to the wire right now. Despite the setbacks that Antony and Mejia ran into, they still were able to get up and get shooting before Frank even had his gun sighted in.
Lower to the right.
Wow, very impressive shooting from Frank. He nailed his coin on the first shot. That's really going to help him out when we tally the points. So let's go to the scoreboard. Now, like I've said before, the techs will be judged based on their budget, how well they manage their money, their time, how well they manage the clock, the looks of their gun, which will be judged by a panel of Airsoft GI employees, and the performance of the gun, basically how accurate it was. Now, for the budget portion, Frank gets plus 10 points because you get 5 points for every dollar you stay under 500, so his total bill took about $498. Antony and Mejia saved a little more money at $496, giving them a total of plus 20 points for the budget category. Timing, since Frank was one man working on one gun, he was able to finish his gun in a grand total of 55 minutes. It was actually 54 and some change, which is rounding up. So he gets plus 25 points for that category. Antony and Mejia smoked him by almost 15 minutes, 40 minutes and some change, so we round that up to 41 minutes. They get plus 95 points for that category. That's 5 points per minute under an hour. Now the looks. We all agree, a panel of 3 judges, agree that Frank's gun looks the best. The crane stock eliminated the need for the PEC box, plus his gun was a mid-length gun, something a little more like an accuracy a precision shooter might build or might have their gun look like. So Frank gets plus 50 points in that category, the maximum that you can get in that category. Antony and Mejia have a carbine length gun with a PEC box. They have the regular LE stock, and that immediately gives it away as an airsoft gun. Not pleasurable to the eye, but the gun still does look pretty good, so we're giving them plus 40 points in that category. Now, accuracy is the most heavily weighted, since that is the theme of today's tech challenge. Frank nailed his coin in one shot. He gets plus 100 points in that category, so he did not lose any points for that section. However, Antony and Mejia took 9 shots to hit their coin, which means they only get 20 points in this category. Remember, they get 5 free shots before points start getting deducted. That means with a grand total of 185 points, Frank is our winner of the first Airsoft GI Top Tech Challenge. Let's go out and talk with contestants. Alright, Frank, tell us why you chose the D-Boys as a platform.
The D-Boys was actually a pretty inexpensive platform. Comes with a lot of accessories, the crane stock. I didn't have to mess with any wiring. We don't have to mess with any, clumsy PEC boxes or anything like that, wire showing. Comes with full metal body and a lot of accessories, so it helped me, build a pretty solid platform.
Okay, and you hit that coin in one shot from 70 feet out. Tell us how you did that.
Well, I'm not surprised I did hit the coin in one shot. I am a avid gun shooter. I shoot rifles. I'm a master pistol shooter. Shoot IPSC and steel. So my firearm experience did help a lot with me doing the actual shooting portion of this competition.
Now, can you guys tell us why you chose the AGM?
Alright, we chose the AGM because 1, it's full metal, 2, it has decent internals, and 3, it has a solid one-piece outer barrel.
Alright, now unfortunately you guys came in last in this competition. Can you tell us a couple of things that may have contributed to that?
Well, for one, we didn't expect to have to modify the hop-up unit. Once it came time to put it into the barrel, I found that it wasn't fitting. So I had to sit there, diagnose the problem, and modify the unit where it needed to fit. Another thing was we completely forgot that we needed a rail system, so we had to run out, grab one, and install it on there as quick as we could. And of course that ate up some of our time.
Alright, is there anything else you guys have to say? Closing statements?
Well, we thought we had a big advantage over Frank, so we decided to sight in our rifle, and as we were starting in our rifle, we tried using the bore sight. The bore sight didn't work out too well. Before I knew it, Frank was already sitting next to me sighting in his rifle, and I just said, I'll chance it, I'll take the risk, and shoot my rifle with the current settings I have.
Alright, it looks like the old school took out the new school in this Airsoft GI Tech Challenge. Thank you for joining us for our first ever Tech Challenge. Be sure to catch us next time on Airsoft GI TV.